Hi there, lovelies. So, it's Sunday morning. I thought I'd do a quick video, let you know what I've been up to. Well, my husband has had eye surgery a few days ago, and that was a big hype, like working up to that. So I feel like I can relax off a little bit. Lots of appointments going here, there, and everywhere. But I had to go to the eye hospital in Farmers for his preliminary exam, and then the big hospital in Truro, Trillis. So we've got that over with, so that's good. I'm walking around the garden, and everything is actually starting to go over except the roses, hydrangeas, geraniums, that kind of thing. But a lot of the stuff is going over. So I'm going to have a big clean up. But it's sad that it's, to see it going over and not looking good. It's a bit sad. Anyway, because I've got to wait all the way till next year now. Anyway, there we are. So what I've been doing, so I've been finding a lot of like bits of pottery. I'll show it to you in the garden as I'm digging. Lots of old pottery and blue and white mainly. It's really nice. So I'm going to make something. I've already made a nice little thing out of it, so I'll show you that as well. Yeah, so I've done that. I'm clean up all the pottery and make it nice. What else am I doing? Potatoes. I've been growing them in pots, and I'm gonna start growing them in bags now. Big, rubbish bags. The thick ones, the garden waste ones, and I'll roll them down and then put the potatoes in. So I'll start that today. I think they'll do better than in pots, unless it's a big pot, of course. But anyway, so another thing that I've been doing, I'll show you. I'll just put that. Just put that there. There you go. Yeah, another thing I've been doing some paintings, and I'm doing the portraits. They are the very loose portraits, and my theme is Cornish 17th century, late 17th century people and professions. So here we've got, I don't know if you can see it. So this is Jacob, and he's the Cornish fisherman. See how sort of, what's the word? It's not defined. It's not, um, it's very faded looking. That's what I'm aiming for. Can't really, it's impressionist art, but it's very faded so that you imagine, a lot of it. So that's Jacob. Then we've got, I like Jacob, and I like this one. This one is Billy Trevascus, and he's a Cornish smuggler from the 1700s. And he's nonchalantly sitting in the pub playing cards and hoping that the next shipment is coming in. So that's what Billy's doing. That's Billy. This one is a Cornish squire and gentleman. He's Richard Penberthy, and he's a landowner in Cornwall. He's very posh. He's got a nice posh collar and his moustache, and he's got a nice smile as well. I like Richard. All these people have got a personality, and it's just a bit of paint on, the canvas. yet they come alive, don't they? And this one is Zachariah Martin. He's a Cornish preacher from the 1700s. He's got personality as well. They've all got personality. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on. And yeah, that's good. My wall plaques with the bits of pottery. I want to make things with it. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, on the subject of the paranormal, you know, if you've seen some of my videos, that the old cottage is, especially the old part of it, well, just the old part of it actually, there's two parts. There's the really old part that's hundreds of years old, and then there's a modern addition, which was done in the 60s, something like that, 1960s, 70s, late 60s. Anyway, there's those two. So the new part is not, has no activity at all, but the old part does. It has a lot. And just recently, we've had a lot of activity, a lot, like things being moved, noises in the night. We've got this thing that something, both Bill and I have felt it, something sits on the end of our bed when we're in bed, and it's a heavy weight on you, near your feet, or on your feet even. Yeah. We've both felt that. I don't care for that. That's a bit. I don't mind. Don't mind noises. I don't mind things being moved. I don't mind seeing things moving. Bill's had a lot of. This is weird. Bill's had a lot of. That's his workshop. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. He's had, just recently, since we've had all this activity in the house, he has had things falling off shelves in his, shouldn't fall off shelves, that are really, and not just shelves, tables that are well on the table, and they fell off. He's had at least, I think it's 3 experiences in the recently. Now I don't know if it's that girl that, you know, a young girl got rid of herself, let's put it that way, in the cottage. A young girl she was, many years ago, and I made a little memorial for her. I've got a lovely statue there. I'll show it to you if I can. I've got a lovely statue. It's like an angel, just like a bust, with the angel wings, and it's really old and it's really worn, weathered. And I put that on the step, near the steps there, and I leave little bouquets of flowers and things for her. And since I started doing that, you know, we have had. I don't know if she died at this time of year. I don't know, because we get a lot of activity around now. We also get activity in the winter. Whether that is the girl or whether that's somebody else. Because when you've got an old um, property, doesn't matter what it is, house, barn, you know, stables, whatever. If somebody is attached for some reason, like for instance, I'm very attached to the garden, you know. So if I come back, you know, when I've gone, if I decide to come back, maybe I'll roam around the garden. And I think the reason that some people are aware of spirits and some and paranormal things, strange things, the reason why some people are aware and some people are not, I believe, is because some people are really sensitive people, like I am, very, very sensitive um, to things, to all kinds of things, to smells, to to sights. Like for instance, some people, there could be a massive, beautiful rainbow that's really clear and close to you and covering the sky with beautiful colours, and they'll walk out and not see it. They'll walk out to the house and whatever and not see it, totally oblivious. The same on a beautiful starry night with all the twinkling stars, and it's absolutely magical. They won't see it. They'll just be getting in their car or doing whatever they're doing, you know. And so those people tend not to be aware, not to be sensitive. And both my husband and I are very sensitive. So wherever I've gone, wherever I've lived, I've I've been aware of things, and I'm aware of things here. And the reason I know it's a girl, I haven't seen her. I think she's sitting on the bed at night trying to get my attention. I've got, it's weird. I feel as if I know her, like a friend, and I feel as if I really, really am attached to her. Really attached to her. I feel that strongly. That's why I made her little memorial. But anyway, but the reason I know it's a girl and a little bit about her was because a lady that lived here many years ago, when we first came to live here 21 years ago, she turned up. I was working in the garden one day and she turned up in the garden. I looked around and there she was. And she said, "Oh, I hope you don't mind." She said, "I used to live here many years ago." And so I ended up, she had a coffee and I gave her a tour around and everything in the house as well, because it's changed dramatically. So, and she told me that she knew the history. And a couple lived here that had a young daughter. And the young daughter was very, very troubled. And she ended up, doing the unthinkable and getting rid of herself. And ever since, there's been things happening. I think she had a lot of trauma. Because when they say that when you've got a haunting, spirits attached to a place, they say that it can be through a traumatic experience. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know. What do you think? Have you had any experiences like this? Yeah, but just recently it's not been in the house for some reason. I think it's her. There was also another event that happened around 1900 in the house, and that was the same thing. So there's been two people, and that was a man. And this woman that came, she She moved to America, she did, and she was back here on holiday. This was 21 years ago. She was back here on holiday, and she came to see the place, like you do, like trip down memory lane. She came to see the place, and she thought she could see me in the garden, so she thought she'd come and say hello. And she told me all these things that she'd heard, and that she heard them from. There's a cottage up the road. The lady is dead now, but she was an old lady, and she knew all these tales, if you like, about this cottage. And she told her, and then she told me, so that's how I know. But anyway, have you got any experiences like that? Do you believe in things like that? I believe in things like that. I really do. But like I said, it's because I'm sensitive to things. Anyway, so there we are. So I'll get off now, get my potatoes in, find my bits of pottery. I've got a bowl of them. Every time I find a bit of pottery in the garden, pop it in a bowl, and I think the bowl is in my studio. So anyway, so if you've got any ideas as well on what my next character could be, this one I like is Billy. He's smoking a clay pipe. Billy Travaskis. He's a Cornish smuggler from days gone by. So anyway, if you've got any ideas on, keep it to the Cornish theme and keep it to like years gone by. So what have I got? I've got a preacher, a smuggler, a fisherman, and a member of the gentry, Richard Pemberthy. So I've got those. My husband wants me to do some women. So if you can think of anything, let me know. So anyway, so with that, I'll say bye for now. And as always, love from the land of mist and legend. See you next time.